video. So, today's in our video, lalagay ko lang po dyan. So, let's go guys. Tingnan na po natin ang ating reaction.
The film began and Dina laid her head on my shoulder. I hugged her and held her tight. Hector touched her with his paw and kept whining. Dina...
Right lang guys. Okay. Look guys, look at that. Look. See? Look at that. He look like he's just look at that face. That's weird.
I gently patted his ear, moved away from me, and sat down next to him.
Okay.
He laid his head on her lap. Once again, I had become the third wheel.
What? I think he is just jealous. He's just petting his dog. That's normal. Look, and then he just said, "Oh, I just want to become the third wheel." You are just jealous. You're jealous, man. You are like a psychopath that everything who touches your girl is you just gonna say again, "I'm a third wheel."
It was then that I had the thought that something might really be wrong in our relationship.
Yeah, there is an wrong. It's you. You are ruining everything to her life. That's wrong. That's the wrong.
Hello everyone, my name is
Hi.
Tom. I'm 22 years old,
Yeah,
and that's what has
and you are jealous.
tormented me for the past few months.
Who cares?
When I met Dina, she wasn't alone. She had a faithful and devoted friend in her life, an AMP staff named Hector. You
Okay.
need to know her story in order to understand that he really meant
What? I need to learn her life before I... You are just psychopath, man.
a lot to her. Dina experienced a tragedy as a child. It happened on a very ordinary day when Dina and her Labrador Caesar were playing on the front lawn. They were playing fetch. Caesar was still a puppy and was very active and hyper. When Dina threw the ball too hard, it rolled out into the street and Caesar ran after it, just as a car was passing. Caesar passed away that day. Dina was 8 years old and she blamed herself for his death. Her parents offered to get her a new puppy on several occasions, but she refused them all. Her
Why?
childhood trauma gave her no rest, but then it happened. She was 19 years old. She was returning home from her friend's house. It was already dark outside. Suddenly, a shadow moved from the wall and straight towards Dina. "I need your handbag." The robber's hands flashed in the darkness. The robber clutching.
If he was want to rob, but not in that box, no one will like no one will take seriously if you get it. Give me your hand back. Whoa. No one will take you seriously. Even me will not. Your will not even serious you. You are just like pranking. Look at your voice. Okay.
The bag and yanking it as hard as he could, but Dina wouldn't let go. When he tugged again, Dina lost her balance and fell, but didn't let go of her bag. The robber lifted his hand and she closed her eyes, waiting for the blow, when suddenly he appeared out of nowhere and charged the offender. He sunk his teeth deep into the man's arm and didn't let go. Dina got to her feet, not believing that she had been saved. She called the police. The dog held the robber until they arrived. That evening, Dina didn't go home alone. It was obvious from Hector's appearance that he had been neglected. He
Aww.
was battered and rather thin. On his side was a rough scar from an old wound. Maybe he had been abandoned, or was he lost? Dina hoped that he didn't have owners, but she honestly tried to find them. but no one seemed to be looking for her Amstaff mix, so she kept them for herself. It was around this time that I showed up. I liked Dina immediately.
Because you are a psychopath. Okay,
You
let's.
know, it happens. I had only known her for about 5 minutes, but I felt like this was my person. Our relation.
You are just get jealous if you get like, wow, I've been third wheel again because of that dog. Well, you are just a psychopath.
Relationship developed rapidly. Dina was very nervous when she first brought me over to her place to introduce me to Hector. How he liked me was very important to her. I live outside the city, and I invited Dina over for the weekend. Of course, Hector too. I was cooking dinner when I saw a strange scene outside the window. My girlfriend was digging in the backyard with the dog. Hector behaved.
Well, you are just jealous. That was a normal play because that dog saved her life, and you did not know nothing about it, and you did not even save her life. So, yeah.
Behaving as a dog should, glad to be in nature. Well, Dina, she was doing everything he did. Walking on all fours, digging holes in the sand with her hands, growling at a butterfly, and she and Hector were sniffing each other. But that was nothing compared to what happened next. I decided to talk to Dina about it that evening. Dina, I saw you and Hector in the yard today. You saw us playing? Yeah, playing. Let's call it that. I stared at her, expecting her to explain her behavior to me, but she pretended not to understand what I was talking about. I was up late working that evening because I had to turn in a project. Dina went to bed before me.
Okay.
I quietly crept up to her, leaned over, and was about to give her a kiss when I made eye contact with Hector. He was lying right there with her on the bed, under the covers. Dina was spooning him. He lifted his head from
Because you are just jealous. Understand that. Calm, peace.
the pillow, turned in my direction, and seemed to want to say, "What are you looking at? Get out of here!" I went and slept on the couch.
You're just jealous.
In the morning, I left for work, leaving Dina and Hector at home.
Jealous.
When I returned, I heard someone calling me. Tom. Hey, Tom. Shh, come here. It was my neighbor, Billy. I was confused. He couldn't decide how to start the conversation for a long time, but finally said, "I don't want you to think that I was eavesdropping, but our properties are right next to each other. This morning I was in the garden and heard voices. I saw you leave and knew that you weren't home. So, Tom, Dina, is that your girlfriend's name? Well, she's cheating on you. A man came over straight into your house. I didn't see him, but I heard her talking to him. She was laughing. I think they kissed, and well, you know." I was silent as I tried to process this information, and then went home.
Suspicious.
She was calling him Hector. His name was Hector, that man who went into your house. Keep this between us, okay? I had heard enough. I gathered my thoughts and went into Dina. When I entered the house, Dina and Hector were snuggling on the couch. She didn't even get up to greet me. Hi? I have some concerns about your relationship with Hector."
Okay.
"What are you talking about?" Her expression changed dramatically. I could tell that she was going to deny everything, again. "I like being with you, and I want to be with you. You have become so special to me during our time together. But what did you want? And I like being with you. Why are you doubting that, Tom?" "Oh, Hector, what would I do without you? I'm going out to play with him in the yard, and then will you take us to the city? Hector and I have things to do there tomorrow."
Okay.
"A man came over straight into your house. I didn't see him, but I heard her talking to him. She was calling him Hector. His name was Hector. That house, Dina and Hector were snuggling on the couch. She didn't even get up to greet me. Hi? I have some concerns about your relationship with Hector.
Uh.
What are you talking about? Her expression changed dramatically. I could tell that she was going to deny everything, again. I like being with you, and I want to be with you. You have become so special to me during our time together. But what did you want? And I like being with you. Why are you doubting that, Tom? Oh, Hector.
Look at that. See, jealousy, because he is just psychopath and jealous. Look at that face. See, everyone who is reacting right now will say, yes, I'm agree, because he is just psychopath, that whoever touch his girlfriend will just, I'm the third wheel. Jealousy. Let's
I do
continue.
without you. I'm going out to play with him in the yard, and then will you take us to the city?
Ooh, ignored because you are just jealous. Maybe he deserved that. Definitely.
Hector and I have things to do there tomorrow.
Ooh. Oh man. This ah
I dropped them off. I
okay.
couldn't fall asleep for a long time, trying to figure out how to navigate
Because you are
the
just
situation.
jealous, okay?
I wrote
Jealous.
Tina a long
I'm gonna
message
shout
in
at
which
you
I
because you are
outlined
just
all of my concerns.
jealous. I'm gonna kill
A week has
you.
passed since then. She hasn't messaged me, nor I her. But I miss her very much, and I always have to restrain
And you
myself
are just
from
jealous,
calling.
and I will
I
kill
don't want her to
you.
have to choose between me and the
I want to
dog,
kill you.
but I also want to
And if I'm her, I'm gonna choose the dog because you are just jealous. That's all.
occupy an important place in her life, and I want her to explain everything to me and not to force me to wonder about the truth, which even scares me. Thank you for listening to my story.
That's all?
I landed right in a puddle when Brian shoved me, after I had pounced on Regina with my fists. Brian is our guard. He wouldn't let me into my own house. Where will I go? I asked. It's almost night. He shrugged and closed the door behind him. So I went to him to tell him how much I hate him, my father. He was waiting for me in the cemetery. Hi, my name is Eden. I'm 19
Hi.
years old and I have nowhere to live. No way to buy clothes and food or even pay for school.
Well, your
I've been
dad,
deprived of absolutely
your
everything.
father is a
I feel like
psychopath.
I'm at the end of my rope.
Your
My most vivid childhood
your
memory
ma-
was when Brian
your
was
father
taking
is
me
a
upstairs to my
psychopath.
bedroom. I was kicking, screaming, and biting his hands so he would let go. But Papa yelled to Brian not to stand on ceremony with me and lock me in my room. I was grounded for at least a week, and I would have no dinner that day. This always happened when Dad spoke poorly about Mom, and I started defending her. She was only 23. Mother was 40, and I was 4 when she ran away with her lover. At least, that's what he told me. Although I miss her terribly, I didn't blame her for it. I know she had a reason for running away. I would run away too if I could. He never cared about me. He didn't wish me good night before
Your
going to bed.
father
He didn't
is a
hug me and
psychopath.
never picked me up when I was little. I never heard a word from him. No, he didn't beat me. If I needed to be punished, he had his dog Brian for that. Honestly,
Yeah,
I don't know why he
your
didn't just put me in
stupid
an orphanage.
father.
Are you kidding? You want me to pretend that this call girl is my friend? Regina is not like that. But the board of directors wouldn't understand if I came with such a young girl. Although it seemed
Well, your father is a psychopath, double psychopath, and super stupid, because if the her new girl is dating her, he will just get all the money because her is a gold digger. So yes, I understand your dad is a psychopath.
like my life couldn't get any worse. Regina managed to fix it. I was 15 and she was 20 when she first showed up in our house. Small, pale, thin. She seemed younger than her age. That was Regina. She really wants to go, but I don't want to offend her. You can pretend that she's your friend. You both look the same age. I remembered what he had been doing with my friend the previous night, but quickly drove those thoughts away. Ever since she came to our house, only earplugs saved me at night. Different girls had appeared in our house before, but Regina had really gotten a hold of my daddy's heart. He had decided to take her to an important
Psychopath.
meeting where everyone would be with their families, and this was the only time
Ala.
he had ever asked me for a favor. I'm glad we agreed. Pick one of your dresses out for her. There's no time to stop by the store. She lived with us for a whole year and also pretended not to notice me.
Okay.
Then she suddenly disappeared. I remember my father being very distraught by this. When school was over and I got into college,
Okay. This is for today's video, and if you want to resume this second story, is you can just like this video and let's hit 15 likes, and I will resume this video and comment your favorite dog, any type of dog. And so bye guys, let's see if we get 15 likes and I will resume this video.